Hi guys. Well, unfortunately, I did not make it to the final deadline. I couldn't really help it. We had something personal, because of which I could not carry on with the modding. Anyway, this is Spartacus mod of the arena, and today I was supposed to give in my final pictures, but I'm sending a couple of pictures, of course, and just this video so that you can see where I am so far. Well, what has it got to say? I mean, there's so much going to happen. I just don't know where to start actually, because it's going to be a very detailed mod. I'll just show you what I've done so far. Here I've got the these are going to be the LEDs. I can take these gates up here to get to the LEDs. There's going to be HDD and power. Maybe here I'm going to have some type of blends which I'm making with these hairbands. They're going to be cut to size, put on the inside, and there's going to be LEDs behind that. Here I'm making a type of a V, like the Gladiator helmet in the film Gladiator as well. So this is going to go down here, and down here I'm going to have the same look like this, like the helmet, which is not fixed yet. Behind the helmet there's going to be a switch system. This sword, the Gladius, is made out of iron, and so it's magnetic, of course, and there's going to be a magnet switch inside there that only when you put it inside, then it pulls the magnet back, and then you will be able to turn the computer on. And for turning the computer on, I've got a couple of ideas. One of them would be a second switch here, so only when the sword is inside and you press it here, then you can actually turn the computer on, because it's a two-way switch. So that's one thing. What's going to happen here is I'm going to use these supports. This is all going to be decorated, of course, with, well, extra pieces of wood here as well. It's going to be the poor man's gladiator walls. Spartacus was a poor gladiator in the beginning. And at the back we have then more the arena, the amphitheater, Colosseum type of walling, which you'll be seeing. But here, when this V is finished here, there's going to be a pulley and winch system, and a monitor will appear electromechanically from this cavity here. At the moment you can't see it, but there will be a monitor, it'll probably be a 10-inch, and it'll be coming out like this. All through the animal lift, because what the Romans used to do is, they were pretty cruel, weren't they? And they had an animal lift with which they could raise animals which they sacrificed, or other gladiators as well. If they didn't come through them gates there, then they came through an animal lift which lifted up. I may even make a couple of cavities here which lift up, and then we've got USB ports and things like that. This is Batiatus. He was the slaveholder, and he had his ludus. I'm making his balcony here, so there's going to be like a railing here as well. But like I said, this is all going to be decorated. You'll be able to see here Spartacus, mod of the arena, written here as well. But the pulley, winches, and chain system, just like the Romans used to have, you'll be seeing, which can pull up the monitor here. So it's going to be electromechanical, but in Roman 72 BC style. So what else we got? Here, these are actually, you can't really see the color they're going to be. It's going to be much darker here, and you're going to be the scaling as well. And it's just like Spartacus armor from the series, even though I'm not just sticking to that design direction like in the series. I'm making my own Spartacus legend mod. The scales are pretty much as they're going to be, but we need, of course, contrast for the snakes here, like on his armor and this as well. They've actually got holes in, as you can see. And with this frame here, I need both hands. This frame here, it actually fits onto this. And then I put that screw in here, and then it stays in place. So, what else we got? Yeah, the sword. Let me take the sword out. It used to be an NZXT wall deco sword, and it's all handmade. As you can see, I cut off the front part of the blade. I adapted it to what I wanted to do, and I made the grip myself. And it's from the house of Batiatus, of course. And it's actually pretty lethal. But that is not a card slot, that is a sword slot. Like I said, there'll be a magnetic switch inside this. Here, these I can actually take out. They're not finished yet because they need shading. That's just a basic color. And I wanted them to sag like cloth does. And later on there'll be the ropes tied as well, but that's all the last stage. And when this is all painted so that the walling looks like walling here, and the poor man's wall of the poor man's gladiator as well, this is going to be sandy, a sandy touch, look like sand. It's going to all be decorated here. Yeah, here I've got these snake leather belts I found, and I made frames for them. They've got their first coat of paint on them. It looks a bit like iron. At the moment you can't really see the contrast because I have to metallic this up a little bit, and then you will see the dark on the light, and they are held together with these screws as well. Here in the front I'm going to have, just like, I don't know what you call them, but the Roman centurions had these type of, well, tunic skirt things on, and they had these little V-shaped, well, a bit like scales actually, and I'm going to put them on the front so that that decorates that up as well in Roman stand. So let's go down to the back. Oh yeah, we got the standards here as well. These are going to be fixed either here or there at the back, I'm not sure yet. And of course they need to be dirtied up a bit because that's just the base color. They still need to be dirty. They were actually with open wings, and with heat I bent them and made them look like the standards. This used to be a ball of polystyrene and a lot of cardboard, and now with wobbler and the paint job, it's the helmet. And I wanted to look very rugged and as if it's been fixed and repaired and maintained by many a gladiator after the other ones have died, of course. And we all know where they died, don't we? So let's go around to the back. This is the belt, by the way, which I used for them front leather skin strips. I'm working on a wound here. I'm not finished yet. I haven't found the perfect color which I need for the armor in the back. The armor has buckles, and it's actually going to be strapped there with buckles. There's going to be a V-shaped piece of wood here which is going around up here, and it'll be hooked up here and here, and then I can hook this onto that, and behind that, when I strap it off, then I've got all sorts of controls which I will be needing. I'll have to cut off some of the back of the metallic plate. This used to be a doorknob in my old flat. I screwed it off and I brought it here. I plunged it into this one as well, into plaster of Paris. I made a mold, and yeah, and then I used that mold as a negative, and yeah, as you can see, I have something like the lion heads which Spartacus has in the series on his armor as well. The armor is basically, at the moment, it's going to have wobble on the back, but it's made out of cardboard. I've just placed it here at the moment, and it's got foam on it, and then with spray glue I stuck this leather imitate onto it. There, of course, well, it goes without explaining actually, it is of course the arena. It's not supposed to be the Colosseum in Rome, it's just to be an amphitheater. There are many designs, I saw many designs. The reservoirs are going to be here in the back. I want you to see them, but they're going to be covered with gauntlets, you know, like you have on the arms as guards, and that's where I want them to be so that you see them, but they are guarded with this leathery metallic gauntlet system. Yeah, what else we got to say? Well, that's pretty much it at the moment. It sounds like not much, but it was a hell of a lot of work, and I'm still working on very, very fine details because I want the back to be as good as the front. So it's going to take some time. And unfortunately I didn't have the time for certain reasons, but I'm going to finish it, and so I hope that you keep looking into the forum to see how it develops. This was Spartacus, Mod of the Arena. The last thing I would like to say is good luck to everybody. I'm sorry that I wasn't finished on time, but it's all 100% handmade. I'm not using any, I always say that, I'm not using any automation at all. No CNC, no lasers, no 3D printers, no water jets, no nothing.
and it will be going to the Modding Masters in Friedrichshafen, and of course the big event, the Gamescom DCMM, which is the German Championship. Good luck to everybody else, and I hope you like what you see so far. Okay, bye-bye. I'll post some pictures now.